Hey, if you're watching this right now and something already feels a little too familiar, you're not alone. There's a specific kind of person who will drop everything at 1 a.m. when a friend is falling apart. They'll listen for hours, offer advice, show up with exactly what that person needs, and then lie in bed afterwards, staring at the ceiling, convinced that they themselves are somehow fundamentally broken. They pour endless energy into everyone around them, yet when they look in a mirror, they feel nothing good. Empty. Not enough. Here's what almost no one says out loud. That kindness and that quiet self-hatred are not two separate things living in the same body. They're the same deep pattern wearing two different masks. Let me walk you through what I mean. It usually starts in childhood, when love felt conditional, when affection was given or taken away depending on how well you behaved, how much you achieved, or simply whether the adults around you were in a good mood that day. Kids in those environments learn a painful lesson very early. Love is something you have to earn. And the quickest way to earn it is to become useful, to become the helper, the one who gives without asking for anything back. Giving starts to feel safer than needing, safer than being seen as you truly are. Over time, this rewires your entire nervous system. Helping stops being a conscious choice and becomes almost automatic. It's no longer I want to support you. It turns into I don't know how to exist in a relationship unless I'm serving some kind of function. From the outside, it looks like pure selflessness. From the inside, it often feels like running. Running from your own feelings of unworthiness. Psychologists describe this as a negative self-schema, a core belief that you are flawed, undeserving, or simply less than everyone else. What's fascinating is that this belief doesn't kill your ability to care for others. In many cases, it actually supercharges it. Because if you deeply believe you're not worthy of good things just for existing, the only way to feel like you matter is to make other people's lives better. You become the emotional support system for your entire circle. The one who remembers the small details, checks in during tough times, senses when someone is struggling before they even say anything. You're genuinely good at it. People rely on you. They appreciate you. But underneath, there's an internal scorecard running 247. Every kind act is quietly being counted as evidence that maybe, just maybe, you're worth keeping around. And when that kindness isn't returned or goes unnoticed, the scale tips right back into that old familiar feeling of worthlessness. Research shows that giving to others can genuinely boost well-being across cultures. But the key detail that's rarely discussed is the motivation. Giving from a place of inner security feels light and open. Giving from a place of scarcity feels heavy, almost like a quiet transaction where you're hoping no one notices how desperate you feel for connection. People like this often become incredible listeners. Why? Because when you've spent years believing your own inner world doesn't deserve attention, you become hyper-attuned to everyone else's. Reading the room, picking up on subtle mood shifts, anticipating needs before they're spoken. These aren't just nice traits. They started as survival skills, ways to keep the peace and feel safe in unpredictable environments. They've been rebranded as emotional intelligence, which they absolutely are, but their roots run much deeper. And then there are the quieter signs. The way you brush off compliments. The discomfort that rises when someone tries to do something kind for you. That nagging fear that if people saw the real you, not the helpful, reliable version, they'd walk away. So you keep giving. Because as long as you're useful, there's a reason for them to stay. A lot of people living this pattern don't even realize they struggle with self-worth. It doesn't announce itself as I hate myself. It shows up disguised as realism, as humility, as I'm just not that special, or I'd rather focus on others because my own issues aren't that important. Society loves this story. We praise selflessness. We call it noble. We turn it into a personality trait worth admiring. So the person quietly running from their own pain keeps hearing how good they are. Those words feel validating in the moment, yet strangely hollow. Because deep down, they know the praise is landing on the mask, not on the person wearing it. There's a specific kind of grief that lives here, one that rarely gets named. It's the grief of having to grow up too fast emotionally, of carrying adult emotional weight in a child's body, of learning to push your own needs so far down that, as an adult, you sometimes can't even find them anymore. Ask someone like this what they need, and you'll often get deflection. Push gently, and you might see a flash of panic, because needing something feels dangerous. The last time that door was open, it didn't end well. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that your kindness is fake or that you're broken. Human beings are far more complex than any single story can capture. You can give from a wounded place and from a place of genuine love at the same time. The care you offer is real. The warmth you bring into people's lives is real. But you also deserve to offer that same quality of care to yourself. Not as another project to fix, not as something you have to earn, but simply because you are a person who exists. The shift doesn't usually happen in one dramatic moment. It tends to be slow, non-linear, and sometimes uncomfortable. When you've built your entire sense of identity around being the giver, starting to receive can feel wrong. Selfish, like you're losing the version of yourself that, even though painful, felt familiar and safe. Healing from this doesn't look like suddenly waking up and loving yourself perfectly. It looks more like a long, ongoing conversation with yourself. A gradual argument where the old voice saying you don't deserve good things starts to lose its power day by day. It begins with small moments of noticing. Noticing when you're giving to avoid your own feelings. Noticing when you're uncomfortable being helped. Noticing the difference between helping from love versus helping from fear. If any of this feels uncomfortably specific to you, not just I'm a nice person, but a deeper recognition, that awareness itself is powerful. Most people go their whole lives repeating these patterns without ever seeing them clearly. The fact that you're seeing it, even a little, means something is already shifting. You don't have to earn your place in your own life. You are already worthy of being here. Take it one day at a time. Start practicing small acts of receiving. Let someone help you without immediately paying it back. Sit with your own needs for a few minutes instead of running to help someone else. Be patient with yourself when it feels awkward. It will. You're not alone in this, and you don't have to keep carrying it all by yourself. If this resonated, drop a comment and let me know which part hit hardest. Sometimes just naming it out loud starts the healing process. Take care of yourself, not just everyone else.